Hello again, everyone. Edwin here, back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about Pluto's square or opposition to Midheaven in the natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects of the natal chart. They're a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy, so what I decided to do is make another series on them, in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have Pluto square or opposite the Midheaven in the natal chart, one way it may manifest is that there may be difficulty finding the passion, desire, and emotional intensity, which is Pluto connected with matters with the career, which is the Midheaven. So, let's say if you have the Midheaven in Aries as an example, that career may be tied in with the military or sports. It could be something associated with adventure or doing something pioneering. It could be speech pathology, physiology. It may involve some profession that's connected with the head, such as helmet design, or it may it'll be associated with something with welding or arson investigation, as some examples. And the thing about these aspects too is that there may be difficulty in terms of balancing activities with intimate relationships and shared resources situations, which is Pluto, and the dominant parent, which is often the father, which is the Midheaven. So one may conflict with the other. Let's say if the Midheaven is in Taurus, as an example, the dominant parent may actually be a Taurus sun, known or ascendant person, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be, a person that's, patient, persistent, persevering, materialistic, and maybe someone that's stolid, impassive, trustworthy, loyal, steadfast. But the person may also be stubborn and obstinate and avaricious as well. And the same may be said as far as balancing activities, as far as what you have a passion and desire for, which is Pluto, and career-related matters, which is the Midheaven. There may be difficulty in terms of balancing those activities. One may clash with the other. If you have, Pluto, say, like me, Pluto and Virgo in the 5th house, as an example. You may have a passion and desire for analytical, intellectual amusement and enjoyment. It could be extrapolating sports data. Maybe it's analyzing your children and loved ones. I don't have those. Children and romantic partners, I would say, because 5th house is children and romance. I don't have either one of those, but somebody else that has that placement may enjoy doing that. As an example, now also to Pluto square or opposite the Midheaven in the natal chart may also manifest either being overly fixated and obsessed, which is Pluto, or you may simply completely lack passion and desire, which is also Pluto, in attaining notoriety and recognition, which is the Midheaven. So if say if the Midheaven is in Aquarius, as an example, recognition and notoriety may be attained through altruistic humanitarian endeavors and actions. It may be doing something associated with astrology, astronomy, computers, electronics, innovation, aviation, meteorology, or even rocket science in some cases. And the thing about these aspects too is that Pluto-related people may not be overly beneficial in the success, which is Midheaven, that you attempt to attain. Now, it doesn't mean they're necessarily detrimental in those matters. It could be in some cases, but in a lot of cases, they simply may not be overly helpful, and they may be away from you, so to speak, when you're, looking for some kind of support in those matters. Now, Pluto-related people can cover a number of persons, whether it's those that you're in shared resources scenarios with. It could be intimate relationships. It could also be, people in Plutonian, careers or fields, whether it's people involved in the occult, which includes astrology. It could be people that are coroners, surgeons, people that work in forensics or investigation, embalmers, those that are involved in recycling, insurance, loans such as loan officers as some examples. Now, if you have the midheaven in Capricorn as an example, the success you may attain may be done in a methodical manner. It may be done with a lot of planning and premeditation, with much structure and discipline. It could also involve a Capricorn-related career, whether it may be architecture, construction, government, political work. It may be associated with masonry, dentistry, carpentry, accounting, information technology, or even general mundane work. Now, also, too, again, Pluto-related people may not be compatible with the qualities you have that are difficult to suppress, which is the midheaven and the Pluto-related people. What I mentioned before, may not be in agreement or in harmony with that energy, those qualities that you have that are difficult, to suppress and hold back. Now, if you have, the midheaven in Gemini as an example, those qualities that are difficult to suppress and hold back can be ones that are very, it could be, being vivacious, animated, mercurial, loquacious, very diversified. It could be, qualities, that are very changeable and yet contradictory. There may be, characteristics, like that are difficult to hold back and suppress. The midheaven in Cancer may have some moody, or temperamental, emotional, sensitive qualities that are difficult to hold back and suppress. And also to reviving or transforming, which is Pluto, your livelihood or business, which is midheaven, may be done, with more difficulty, and it may be more of an arduous task trying to do so. Now, if you have the midheaven in Leo as an example, livelihood or business, career may be associated with entertainment or party event planning. It may involve some kind of performing or acting, something with the military. It may involve sports or creativity or children, cardiology, even product demonstration, because Leo energy certainly likes to boost things up. So now also too, another way these aspects may manifest in the natal chart is that, let's say if you're involved, in a crime, even a crime that may be committed against you, or even if you do have, some kind of criminal record and crime is connected with Pluto, it's may more likely have an adverse effect in terms of your public image and reputation, which is the midheaven. Now, let's say if you have the midheaven in Pisces as an example, there may be a public image and reputation for being altruistic, compassionate, forgiving, empathetic, sensitive, and sacrificing, as an even imaginative and idealistic as some examples. And also to trauma, which is Pluto, that you may have had to endure, may have more of a propensity of conflicting with success that you attain, which is the midheaven, more so than many other aspects in the natal chart. Now, if let's say the midheaven is in Virgo, success that one may attain may be done in a very systematic and methodical manner. You may be, success may be attained doing something that requires, attention to detail. It could be, being involved in a Virgo-related field, such as analytics or statistics, or health and fitness, as some examples. Also, too, there may be difficulty finding the control, which is Pluto, overactivity is associated with responsibilities, which is the midheaven. So let's say, if you have the midheaven in Libra as an example, there may be a lot of responsibilities in terms of relationships or legal matters. It may, involve something with art or music, or, it might responsibilities, and maybe have to do with negotiation or something with arbitration, as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, everyone learned saying stay well.